Welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel, everyone. This is Rich making another video on XRP today, as usual. So wherever you are in this vast planet, I hope you're all having a nice day today. We are going to discuss XRP. This is the one-day chart once more. Right now, we are at $2.40. While I'm creating this video, XRP is dropping. Is XRP already at its lowest point, or will it go any further? Time will tell. However, if you look at the 7-day chart for XRP, we're still doing really well at the moment, even after the fall. Before the breakout, let's hope we stay at this price level. I continue to anticipate a recovery in XRP. Additionally, Bitcoin is now back below $111K. We continue to monitor Bitcoin. I notice a lot of people asking why XRP is the only cryptocurrency that is now declining. At the moment, the entire market is declining. But for whatever reason, people only see XRP. They seem to be blind to all other cryptocurrencies except XRP. The truth is that we continue to follow Bitcoin. The market as a whole collapses along with Bitcoin. And this is the situation. Trump claims that the US and China are engaged in a trade war. In addition, we are engaged in a currency war. Right now, anyone who backs their currency with gold is in a rush. The first person to do so will probably see a sharp increase in value. However, we are aware of how the markets react whenever they discuss trade and tariffs. Everyone seems to be ready for a vacation from this. They immediately begin raising tariffs once more whenever the market begins to look promising. It resembles manipulating the market. It appears that XRP wants to get back to $2. It's possible that XRP may return to $2. From here, I'm more hopeful that we'll survive. For XRP, the market appears to be doing really well. People will forget this period of cryptocurrency history once the breakout starts. Once we have the parabolic rise upward, tariffs will no longer exist, and it will undoubtedly occur. On red days, no one wants to believe it, but as soon as the market immediately swings green, we'll see XRP back up to $10,000 every time we witness it. These days, I also see people making wild predictions regarding XRP. The same individuals who demanded a $10 XRP are now demanding an XRP of $20 or more. This is due to the fact that everything for this cryptocurrency was visible. It's going to be incredible when it does happen. This is from a review of cryptocurrency, and I thought this piece was excellent. What would be hilarious, do you know? Alternate season, alternate season, alternate season, alternate season. Dolls are being sent to Valso. Now everybody has given up. Consider it, just now the biggest liquidation event in history occurred. Most of them are in ruins. When would be a better moment to launch the market? In all likelihood, it would take a while for the market to rebound. However, keep in mind that all coins have been consolidating for a long time. This cycle, many are hardly even up. This explains why so many people thought the old season would have arrived by now. Additionally, a lot of people intend to retire to a private yacht in the Bahamas. All season hasn't occurred for just that reason. There were too many prepared. For a moment, consider yourself a market maker. In what way might the market be exploited to maximize profits? The solution was to liquidate investors, purchase altcoins at absurdly low rates, and then quickly send the cryptocurrency market into overdrive. A lot would be marginalized. At the top, many would have FOMO. After that, you may start the bear market and dump on their heads for outrageous profits. It's a brilliant move. Despite how vicious it sounds, even if it's nasty, it makes sense. If it occurs next, don't be shocked. Many individuals will not have the opportunity to enjoy the alt season. You know, they will sell much too quickly. There won't be many people holding cryptocurrency after everyone is ecstatic about it. The majority will have already sold their whole bag. I always advise against selling too soon. Everyone will keep phoning the top over and over again. What other people say cannot be followed. When the time comes, have a peek around and see what's happening with XRP. Take a look at the current state of the US government. Are they, pushing cryptocurrency? That's a hint that the top may be in, which is why I'm talking about really hyping it up. The quantity of money that will pour into the ETFs, however, is what truly concerns me, since it won't be a temporary surge. A steady stream of income will be generated month after month. How does XRP peak then? When the ETFs launch in November, perhaps in January or February, XRP will likely last longer than January or February. In my opinion, I predict that it will continue throughout next summer. Institutional money is simply going to cause us to witness one record high after another, and I believe it will probably be delayed as well when you combine that with clarity, which we should get by the end of this year. It appears that everything will be more significant in 26, even though the market for XRP will already be in double digits, and the majority will continue to sell every day. When the top is in, there comes a pullback, because they will believe that we are entering a bad market when in fact we are simply entering an extended run. Everyone will want to sell. The beginning of the bear market doesn't concern me. This cycle has turned out to be unique in every manner. October is the month of October. In contrast to other cycles, not every coin broke out at the same moment. A new all-time high was reached by Bitcoin prior to the 4-year cycle ending. Additionally, I believe that the entire 4-year cycle's premise should be removed. This cycle, in my opinion, will be much longer. As I have previously stated, I believe we are in the third quarter of 2019. Consequently, 1.5 is a year and a half to 2 years away. For several cryptocurrencies, I believe the cycle will end well before the year is out. By the end of this year, for example, I don't think Bitcoin will go much higher than the end of this year, though it might have a big surge into January. Everyone is also discussing the ETF inflows of Bitcoin funds, but only because you have ETH and Bitcoin. Money will start to move away from Bitcoin once you have Solana, XRP, HBR, and these other choices. I see it happening, but no one wants to believe it. We can resume the trend to all-time highs more quickly if we remove the weak hands first. Easier is the source of that. He's correct too. This market is going to flip around the moment you sell. That has happened to a lot of folks in the past. People said things like, I just sold XRP at like $1.10 back in the fall of 2021. Due to the fact that the Ripple vs SEC case was still in its early stages, no one anticipated that XRP would surpass $92, and XRP is already being delisted on the most of exchanges. Therefore, many others also sold that run too soon. However, before the Ripple vs SEC case even began, people were forecasting $10 in that run. Not the end. The end does not come with surrender. XRP had a massive competition wick back in 2017. It detonated upside down 6 weeks later, and don't turn around. The same capitulation event occurred on Friday. Everyone is now predicting a parabolic move to come. Right now, I don't believe it will be 6 weeks. Something is going to move XRP, in my opinion. We're not completely sure what it will be yet. Perhaps they expedite the XRP ETFs when the government reopens. That might truly spark an interest. However, I continue to believe that XRP will begin to rise in the coming week or two. It appears highly likely that XRP will hit a new all-time high by the end of this month, according to everyone. We'll see whether that occurs. You should listen to what Federal Judge Brad Garlinghouse of Ripple had to say regarding the Gensler SEC. Brad had some positive things to say while he was in Washington, D.C. I'd like to show it to everyone, but I won't play the 21-minute film of Brad circling X. That's not going to bore you to death. You had a federal judge after all. This is a quotation. According to a federal judge, the Gensler SEC is not faithfully adhering to the law. That they would publicly say that about a Biden SEC is quite damaging for a federal judge who just so happened to be chosen by Obama. I don't think we'll go back to that. To be honest, I believe the ship has set. In my opinion, it is impossible to turn back time in the United States. Even though Biden might have tried with Gensler, I don't think you could. However, I believe that now that we are in this position, a lot of banks are leaning in. However, the US market was locked for years. He's also not incorrect. All of that innovation was moving, but the market was frozen, outside of the US, and pay attention. That ship has sailed, Brad replied. We will not return to a crackdown on cryptocurrency. Everything is still going forward. Additionally, he stated that XRP has a CEO. Who is he then? Everyone continues mentioning that XRP has a CEO, and Brad also